For what I understand about the libertarian candidates, I can understand that. Yesterday, Trump said that Hillary Clinton was like the worst liar ever, right? And that's like a direct quote. These two candidates are about to straight up get childish. So here's what it looks like. So far, Hillary's taking the high road. I watched some of her campaign speech yesterday. Did Alicia Reese do the opening? I think she might have. Shout out to Alicia Reese. That's right. I'm also hearing that Hillary Clinton is going to be in Cincinnati very, very soon, and she's going to be meeting with the mayor. He's having what appears to be a fundraiser at his home, and if you'd like to be involved, well, you got to shell out the bucks. If you want a private VIP meet and greet, which I kind of read that as like an intimate sort of gathering where you can get up close and personal and really have a conversation with Hillary Clinton, that's only going to cost you $30,000. It's only going to cost you $30,000. That's it. If you want to take a photograph with her, that's $10,000. That's it, just 10 G's, 10 stacks. And if you just want to get entry, you know what I'm saying, you people, you poor people, then that's going to set you back $1,000. That's it. That's a big jump from $1,000 to $10,000 and then to $30,000. I mean, at the VIP meet and greet for $30,000, man, I don't know what I want out of that. That seems pretty expensive. What is the average income? Isn't the average income for black households somewhere around $35,000? I believe it was. Or I believe it is. Okay, I'm generalizing, but I believe approximately I'm very, very close, okay? So you telling me, for what amounts to, basically, I mean, it's a $5,000 difference. So what amounts to the entire take-home pay, right, in the average black household in Cincinnati, then you can get access to Hillary Clinton. That seems fair. I mean, you're only going to have to save about 20 years. Wow. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. It takes those cakes. 10 G's for an Ussie. 10 G's for an Ussie? Hey, I think I'll try to catch you on the campaign trail. For 10 G's. Wow. So a lot to discuss this morning. Thank you very much for waking up and connecting with the show. I really appreciate you. Nate Ivey, this is the Nathan Ivey Show.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed,
680 to 90, 10-4.
could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Nathan Ivey Show on full effect. Nate Ivey with you. Today is Thursday, June 23rd, 2016. And let's get back into it. You know, one thing I noticed, and again, I haven't run the numbers. Okay, I haven't done any super deep research on this. But just looking at the images from last night with the big Democrats that came together, the Huffington Post, okay, their top article reads, Dems give them bloody hell. And in the image, you see some of the Democrat representatives, a lot of names you probably know. I see Nancy Pelosi and Mr. Conyers and others. And I don't see any younger folks. I don't see no millennials. I don't see no hip-hop generationers. Some say Generation X. A black person would be a damn fool to refer to their generation as Generation X. It's ridiculous. That is the hip-hop generation. And they just try to jump over us, don't they? Oh, it's all about the generation before us, the war generation. Then it's about the damn millennials. What about us, damn it? They'll never get us credit for this generation, but, I mean, this is just an awesome time to be alive. It really is. I mean, many of us have been alive at the dawn of the internet age, the dawn of the digital age, which means that you probably got a step in terms of your memories in two worlds. Like you can remember the world before the internet, and now you are, quite honestly, listen to this show, you're surfing the internet. This is an internet-based show, so it is amazing. It really is looking back. Dems give them bloody hell. And I don't really think this is going to work. At some point, people were watching it live on Periscope, and I didn't know that they could do this. But apparently the Republicans had the C-SPAN camera shut off. I never knew that. And see, now I'd like to know who's really in control of the C-SPAN cameras. Because I always thought that C-SPAN was kind of like a public like organization, and you know they were given access into the hallowed halls of the way our Congress works, even Senate confirmations, all type of hearings and things like that. And I thought that they were there, you know, and they were representing the public. But if the Speaker of the House, that would be Paul Ryan, can at any point decide, you know what, cut C-SPAN off. What the hell good is C-SPAN? What good is it? I mean, if they can just say, hey, you know what, roll that tape back and then bring it to me, and I'm going to burn it, then what's the point? Did you hear this? C-SPAN. So you had members of Congress who were, and again, this is all about new media, who were basically broadcasting what was happening over Periscope. So what does that mean? That means if not for these new media platforms like Periscope, and some were using Facebook Live, okay? And I've broadcasted on Periscope, which I actually like, it's very convenient, and have plans to do so in the near future with this platform. I've not broadcasted live over Facebook Live yet, although I plan to. But that's amazing. So if not for this new technology, there would be no images of what was going on. None whatsoever. And I think I said John Conyers earlier. That was my error. I'm sorry. I meant John Lewis. My apologies. No disrespect. I meant John Lewis. And earlier in the day, he sort of led the entire thing. And do you think this tactic is going to work? And if you're wondering, so what is this all about? Basically, there are some politicians who are trying to respond to the gun violence that is happening in our streets. And in particular, they're trying to respond to the mass shootings, whether it be terrorist or, well, they're both terrorists. So whether it be the international variety connected to the jihadist, or it's little Billy is being picked on. Little Billy's being picked on, right? There was a young kid, 15 years old, who basically opened fire in a cafeteria not too far from Cincinnati. And it was revealed, and again, we never got a chance to get to this, but it was revealed via the media that his reason for doing so was, one, he was mad at his mother because she didn't attend enough of his sporting events. The hell kind of brat is that? Damn. So mom doesn't attend their sporting events and you go to school with a gun? Damn. That's what teenagers are doing out here these days? Damn, that is crazy. And then there were some other issues. I think he was being bullied at school or something like that. Dad didn't hug him enough. I'm not sure. But the point I'm trying to make to you is that these politicians are trying to respond to it. Now, one thing that we found out about Mr. Omar Mateen, that's the mass shooter in the Orlando Pulse nightclub mass shooting. It looks like the FBI, he had come under their purview, right? He had come to their attention on 2 separate occasions. So people start thinking, wait a minute, like if you come to the attention of the FBI, how is it that you can go legally purchase these guns? So here's the question at hand last night. Should someone who's on the no-fly list, right? Apparently there's a no-fly list where, again, the government doesn't trust you on a plane. We don't trust you on no damn plane. No. Off, Omar. Muhammad, get your ass off this plane, right? And if they don't, they got sky marshals and all kind of stuff waiting for you. But if you're on the no-fly list, should you also be on the no legal gun purchase list? I mean, and doesn't that on some level just mean that they've got to go to the underground market and purchase these weapons? But at the very least, we should let's force them to go that way. And then since we've got law enforcement on those particular issues, then maybe they'll get caught. Okay, maybe that's what the issue is. But the Republicans say no. You know, they believe that it's a threat to the U.S. constitutional rights. It's always about the damn rights with these damn Republicans, isn't it? I don't know if they believe this nonsense or not, but they sure do say it. And so the Dems said, oh, no, they staged a sit-in. But now I'm reading that the votes are going to adjourn until July 5th. That's the day after July 4th, okay? When people's bodies are recovering from barbecue and you're looking at your wallet thinking, what the hell did I do? How can I spend $200 on fireworks? I don't have that problem. I always love that time of year because people do stupid things with fireworks, and I have absolutely no remorse whatsoever for them. When it's a child, I got a problem with it. Then you can get some emotion out of me. When grown people want to, like, I don't know, shoot themselves in the eye with a rocket, or they want to put the rocket stem in their rectum and then fire it off and see what happens. I know that sounds like, Nate, I'm trying to eat my breakfast. And it may seem a little graphic, but I'm not joking with you. People have done that before. I've seen the video. And then you're asking yourself, well, damn, Nate, what kind of videos are you watching? And now you get into my personal space. Okay, that's my personal space. We don't want to go there. But enough of me. I want to go straight to the chop shop. I want to know how you feel. I kind of set the table with some things that are going on. I want to get your thoughts about everything. And let's get into it. Ashley writes, good morning, team and I. Been absent all week. Glad to be back. Well, glad to have you. Glad to have you. Kashana writes, good morning. Good morning, Kashana. Good to see you. Good morning, Deanna. And then some good folks saying that my microphone was down too low. I appreciate you. Morning, Tiffany. Kiki writes, so much better, Mr. Ivey. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. See? It's a team over here. It's a team. Jane writes, good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Jane. James writes, good morning, all. Good morning. Mike writes, good morning. I mentioned earlier that there was at least one member of City Council who, through the media within the last 24 hours, has implied that they may not be running again. And this is a current member of City Council. And I'm speaking of Mr. Kevin Flynn. Kevin Flynn. And he is the councilman in a wheelchair, just to let you give you some idea. And he's also known for his pivotal vote on the streetcar. And he's also, I believe he is over the audit committee. And he's been making some noise about MSD. Well, I'm reading yesterday that he's been having some issues with the mayor, John Cranley. Is John Cranley difficult to work with? I've seen him go back and forth with Mr. Smitherman. I mean, not Mr. Smitherman, with Mr. Sittenfield, which was very interesting. I've seen him go back and forth with Mr. Silbach. Mr. Silbach. We've heard about these issues between him and Yvette Simpson. I don't know if they're trill or not. I don't know. That's right. I did say trill. I don't know if they're trill or not. All I know is this is what's being reported. And now, apparently, Mr. or Council Member Flynn has an issue with the